Hey there, Get Your Nutty on here. We are going to be doing a tutorial for a paracord rooster slash chicken. The one I'm going to show you how to do in the video is actually going to be a black rooster, and his name is going to be Phoenix. Thank you to my favorite client, Jessica, for this challenge on to make a chicken, because I probably would not have attempted it without her request. And I'm going to also go over the things that I did with the white chicken versus what I'm going to do with this black rooster. One of Jessica's requests was that she wanted to have this rooster like as a rooster lanyard. So I also have to, on the behind the scenes part, going to be making a lanyard to incorporate with this rooster, which I have a few ideas. I just haven't finalized exactly how I want to do that yet. But on this chicken here, he actually has one of these 20 millimeter marbles as his body, and then has the 14 millimeter, approximately 14 millimeter marble as his head. But one of my goals was just to make this as light as possible, since with the marbles it kind of makes it a little heavier than usual. I'm actually going to use one of the plastic beads for the head, which is slightly larger than the 14 millimeter. I didn't use the wooden bead, but for the body here that I've already made, so that way I don't bore you guys to death on this one. But so his body actually does have this marble. I did not find this wooden bead until literally about 10 minutes before doing this video. So I'm really kind of sad about that, but I think it'll add, I think it'll be okay. And if I need to redo it, I'll redo it. Couple things on this, and I'm not sure what to call this, but practically all this is you have two monkey fists, and I've kind of left it open right here. So what I've done is I've put like a little piece of paracord that goes through the body and then through the side, through his neck, and then I melted the ends. And then once you get that part done, then you can just take you some needle nose pliers and you can kind of like push it on through and, you know, pull it out the other side to kind of like hide that singe there. We also have, so I'm going to go over the supplies for this one. So in this video, I'll be using the Monkey Fist Guide jig. You'll also need a 14 millimeter marble for the chicken head, 20 millimeter marble head for the chicken body. I'm going to use a fid, especially when you go to put the eyes in and the beak and the legs. It does make all that easier. I don't want to say it's necessary, but it's definitely helpful. And then I'm going to be using my torch lighter, scissors, and I have super glue. I just don't know if I really want to use that for the beak or not, because this one is singed. I really didn't like the way it looked. You know, but I think I have been tearing my house up today trying to find a glue stick or some type of glue other than super glue, because I'm kind of nervous about possibly gluing my fingers to the paracord when I'm there at the end. So the other materials that we have is, so I have 6 feet of paracord for the body, 6 feet of paracord for the head. Then I've got 10 inches of gutted red paracord for the comb of the rooster chicken. Then I've got, so I have also been talking with Jessica about what we were going to do to customize this. Since we were doing black, we couldn't really do black eyes because it would be kind of hard to see. And so she has decided that she wanted to do white for the eyes. So what I've done is I'm going to put, I'm starting off with 10 inches. Now, realistically, you really don't need 10 inches. You'll probably only need 3 or 4. And I'll show you kind of like how, when I thread it through, I keep this end on the fid, and then like I'll pull it through, and then I'll cut it at the back, and then singe both ends, and then I'll still keep it on the fid, and then feed it through the other side, and cut and singe. Okay, so then we got the eyes. Then for the wings, I've put down 2 pieces of 12-inch pieces of paracord. Then we have, this is for, I don't know what to call it, so we're just going to call it the neck body ring that goes through here and joins it together. And I've measured out 6 inches for that. I know I won't need that much, but it just makes it helpful trying to make sure that you have enough for the project. So then we have 3 inches of gutted orange for the beak. And lastly, we have 6 inches of orange for the legs. And I think that's pretty much it that I can think of. So we're going to go ahead and get started on the monkey fist for the head. And monkey fists aren't really my favorite. So I feel kind of awkward about doing a tutorial for them because honestly, like my favorite is to do are the Celtic Slammers. I really enjoy making these. For me, these just go so much faster than the actual monkey fist, which can become, I guess for me, it can become, you know, time consuming on the tightening. And, you know, you definitely want to make sure, and that's another thing I meant to mention, on these monkey fists that you're doing, they don't have to be really, really tight. Like where, you know, you would have to use like a, you know, some of the tightening tools to do that. Really, you can really just do it kind of hand tighten, pulling it through, and then just making sure that as you're kind of going through, making sure that everything is still laying down flat next to each other and it's not crossing under one of your parts here. So I just kind of, I feel awkward just doing the monkey fist part tutorial because it's just not really like my strong point, I guess, I feel like. So, and then all these, since they're already pre-measured, I've already made the ends to where I can put, you know, an end on my fit easily. All right, so on the head one, we're going to do 3 passes on the head. So we are just going to go around 3 times. And then once you get there, then you go to the right. And you're going to go under. And you kind of want to go ahead and keep all your cord untwisted as much as possible. It definitely makes it look nicer and, you know, at the end. But it doesn't, I feel like I fight with it more if I am in the process of tightening it. Okay, so now that we've got our 3 passes on the edges, now what we're going to do is we're going to do, I know this is going to feel, I don't put my bead in there until after I get part of this done. Just, it's, for me, it's just less frustrating. I don't have to hold it in there since I'm doing one that's small. And the downfall to this, you know, monkey fist jig is that it's not, sorry, you guys can't really see that good. Well, I didn't realize what I was doing. Apparently I cannot talk and do this at the same time. But I just feel like it's less frustrating for me if I'm not having to really fight with it while I'm also trying to fight with my cord. So that's probably the one thing I don't really like about this jig that I bought locally at a craft store, is that it's really not adjustable. And it's really only made to fit like their little, it's like they're smaller than a ping pong size ball. And so if you wanted to explore and do something, you know, bigger or just different than what they had to offer, you're either forced to doing it by hand or, you know, just trying to make it work as best as possible. Okay, so now we have our 3 passes here on the top and on the side. So we are going to now kind of slide this off a little bit, or just closer to the top, and I'm going to put that in there and tighten down on the last one that we just did. Okay. Now, and I apologize, I'm really trying not to make this video that long. Like I said, this is just, the monkey fist part is really the most time-consuming part of it all. And quite honestly, I really don't like to edit my videos just because sometimes when other people edit their videos, they take out the things that they don't want you to see. And sometimes it's kind of good to see those things that do happen. so that way you know if something's happening, it's normal, it's okay. So and then if you come across any twist like that, you can just twist your cord and then until it comes out, because if you don't, it'll kind of bunch up and it'll look funny. And then definitely make sure that you're keeping an eye like on your sides and making sure that everything is kind of laying flat, because once you get so far in the tightening part, if they're crossed under one of these layers, I guess, I don't know exactly what they're called, but it just becomes really difficult to try to straighten them out when it's so far in the tightening process. Because really, I mean, it's just like a little cube. You just kind of mesh around on it and then just tighten. Well, now I feel like I'm crossed up somewhere. Okay. Sorry, you guys, I know this is boring. Okay, I'm about done on the tightening part. I'm just kind of checking to make sure that I don't have any passes that are overlapping, and I'll probably try to make this my final tightening and try to make it as quick as possible. Well, I'm not doing a very good job at this moment. I think I am comfortable with that part. For the moment, I'm actually going to go ahead and leave the ends on this, just because I really don't know how I'm going to end this. But I will tell you the other thing that I'm going to do that I kind of forgot about on the head part. I'm going to take this tail right here, and I'm going to feed it through and pull it out the other end. Just so that way, if I end up using part of these to join it, it'll all be even and it'll all be at the back. Okay, so now and like I said, you don't want it super tight, because you want to be able to thread everything through like it's supposed to. So now we're going to do, I guess we'll start with the comb part. And this is all just, I'm sure there's an easier way of doing this, and this is just by looking at a picture, this is what I was able to come up with without a tutorial or anything. So I'm going to thread it under the top, middle pass, and this is the 10 inches of the gutted red for the comb up here. I think on this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5. Should probably have a shorter fit for this. Okay, now on this was also kind of the experimental part, and what I ended up doing was kind of feeding so then, like I said, this is just my method, and you can do whatever you find fit that you want to do, but I just, so that way they would be connected and should not unwind. And then push, well, I think I got too much of, let's see. Okay, I'm gonna make some adjustments to that, so that way it looks even all the way across. Didn't turn out as pretty as the first one did, but that's okay. We'll make it work. I think I may take up some more on that. Let's see. Okay. Alright, I'm happy with that. Okay, next we are going to work on the eyes. So on the eyes, we are going to, I'm going to go up here in the upper corner next. It's going to come out right on the side there. I'm going to go ahead and cut that end off so I can singe it when it gets closer. Not sure how the white eyes are going to look, but, and then guess it'll be okay. And we're going to do it on the other side. Okay. I think if we need to change his eyes later, that won't be a big issue at all. And now we're going to move on to the beak. So this is going to go on the front side in the middle. And this, let's see. So I think that's going to work out pretty well. And we'll just kind of cut right where, I guess that's where my glue line is. I don't know, we'll go with that for now. Okay, now for the, let's see. We can go ahead and do, I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm having such a brain fart on this. We have, I guess we can go ahead and join. I'm trying to figure out if I want to go ahead and, yeah, we'll go ahead and join them. Okay. So we have, so we will make this one our top. And we're going to go ahead and go all the way through on that part. Then okay, so what we've done, taken our fid, threaded it through the top of the bottom body monkey fist through the bottom set of passes on bottom of the head monkey fist. So this one, I kind of struggled on this too when I was doing the white one, and I ended up having to cut it a few times to get it, but that's kind of my goal, is to get it about that tight. So this is what I kind of use my needle nose pliers for. So that way, once I get to this point and I cut it, I can singe it like all right there, and hopefully it all holds good. That still might be a little too loose. Okay, so once y'all can do this on your end. I really don't want to keep you guys any longer to be able to go through the rest of this tutorial, but once you just pretty much just kind of feed it through, I might go back later and take some out of that. We'll go ahead and do the legs. Now on the legs, you're going to use on the bottom side, you're really just going to go under the bottom two. And then from there, you're just going to do just basic little knot where, to be honest, overhand knot, if I can get that. And then we can singe the I think that was okay. Okay, now we are down to the wings. So on the wings, we kind of like the same thing with the legs. We are going under the middle two. Okay, I apologize for the break in the video. I usually don't do that. Unfortunately, I had an interruption on my end. So now we are at the chicken wings. And so this was probably the hardest for me because I have no idea what set of knots that we're using here, but I will try to explain it. So on this chicken wing, we're going to leave this one, the left piece out here. Then we're going to take the right one over and back under and then through the loop there. And now we are going to, and it doesn't have to be like super tight on that one. So then we're going to take the left one and leave it, or I'm sorry, the right one and leave it out. Take the left one, cross it over and under and then through, and then tighten that down. I'm pretty sure that's how we did that, and kind of flattened it a little bit. So by the time that we got done there, we had something that looked like that. Okay, so now we have our first chicken wing. Now on to the other side. So we're gonna leave now the right one straight and then take the left one, cross it over, under, and then through. And then we're going to take the left one, leave it straight, take the right one, over, under, and then through. just kind of flatten it out. Until you get, I guess, what you think looks like a chicken wing and you're happy with it. Alright guys, so there is our chicken, crazy chicken rooster. And if you have any comments, like I said, this is only my second one. I think the only thing that I would do different with this one is possibly his eyes. But I'm not sure what color to make them when you have a black paracord rooster. So, and anyways, thank you for tuning in. I hope you guys have a fantastic, wonderful day, and get your naughty on.